My husband got our girlfriend pregnant without discussing it with me. My husband and I are in an open marriage. We've been married for 5 years and open for the past 2 years. Currently, we have a long-term girlfriend that we have both been with for just over a year. I'm also 30 weeks pregnant and we're all so excited to welcome our daughter into the world soon. Our relationship and time in the bedroom has never been better, until the other day when our girlfriend announced her pregnancy to us. I was so surprised, I didn't know she had been seeing anyone else. After I congratulated her, I asked who was the father and she said that my husband was. This was something that we never talked about at all, so I politely asked her to leave while I discussed this with my husband. Apparently, her seeing me pregnant and so excited convinced her that she was ready for motherhood herself, and she told my husband that she would be stopping her birth control. My husband never told this to me and neither did our girlfriend. So the entire time we've been together for the past few months, they were having completely unprotected sex without my knowledge, which was not part of our arrangement. I'm still his wife and she's just our girlfriend. I feel so betrayed by my husband to go behind my back like that. They don't understand why I'm mad, they think that I should be happy. I was aware that my husband has a breeding fetish, so do I, but this is much different than just role-playing situations and they don't seem to understand that. I don't know how else to express to them how disrespectful that was to me. Edit, we had an written agreement that birth control is to be used with our partners. We even discussed in that same written agreement that any pregnancies would not continue if it were to fail. But this was intentional and non-consensual.
My sister permanently crippled me and everybody wants me to forgive her. When I was 16, my parents asked my older sister to give me a ride home from school because they were too busy. They didn't know that she'd been drinking. Miraculously, she managed to make it to the school and pick me up, only to get into an accident at a nearby intersection. My sister, who chose to drink and drive, got away with minor cuts and bruises. My right leg took the majority of the impact. I am incredibly lucky that the doctors did everything that they could, but the damage was too severe. I walk with a cane now. I experience debilitating pain every day of my life. I will never be able to walk normally ever again. 5 years have passed and I still get anxiety in cars. My sister has bettered herself, gotten sober, and good for her, but everybody expects me to forgive her and I can't. They say that she's better now. They say that I can't hold a grudge forever. They say that she's genuinely sorry. They say that I can't dangle my anger at her overhead head for the rest of her life. If she would have told our parents no that day, told them that she'd been drinking, they would have said okay and figured something else out. My sister took the risk and I'm paying the price. I'm 22 years old and I walk with a cane. I can't even stand for long periods of time. I can't forgive her. A part of me hates her. Another part of me just wants to pretend that she doesn't exist at all. Fuck forgiveness. No AA meetings will give me the use of my leg back.
I'm terrified that I'm making a huge mistake and that it's too late to back out. So I have gotten everything set up to travel overseas to finally live with my partner. We met through online and he has saved me in so many ways, and vice versa. I am leaving behind everything to be with him, but. See title. He loves me, truly, but he hates everything I do. I like a book series? Too childish, why read it if I could write better? Movies? Can't watch them, they either remind him too much of his bad past and trauma or he just doesn't like them. Video games? I'm basically not allowed to because everything I like that he hasn't gotten me into is dumb, the same thing over and over, childish, or as connections to bad people, poor behaviors from developers. Note, I will never excuse game companies for treating employees badly, like Rockstar or Blizzard. We had a huge fight because I am apparently obsessive and blindly defend a game company when I know I haven't. He tells me things about the developers that are horrible but he never provides proof for it, telling me to just take him at his word and that him saying it should be enough. He can't stand when I info dump, especially about my interests. He says I'm obsessed with things and need to stop being into them, grow up and move on to better things. I cannot name a single thing that I love that he hasn't shut down. I says I ruin things that he likes when I talk about them too much. I have no friends where I am, and none overseas. I feel like my entire personality is fading away. He says I need to be better, work harder, do everything I can so we can have an adult life together. I had to make this account because if he finds this vent on my main one it will start a shitstorm fight. I'm really scared that I might be making a huge mistake. I have already made this bed, and I'm going to have to lie in it. He isn't horrible by the way, he can be warm, and kind, and loving. He says he loves me for me, and that he loves my personality, but I feel like I don't have one at all. I feel scared, and all alone. Edit, I already have everything lined up to go. The last step is now just the plane ticket. It is only recently I have had this fear. Also we have spent time together, Earl.
My husband hit me for interrupting his video game. My husband is usually gone working, at the gym, or out with his friends. When he comes home, he goes straight to playing video games. I understand he wants to relax. I bring him dinner, drinks, whatever he asks me for. In the morning I bring him coffee and breakfast. I take care of his laundry and everything. He provides a good lifestyle for me and our child, and I like doing nice things for him. But I feel neglected by him. I feel like there's a hole inside of me. All I want is a little emotional connection and affection. We rarely spend any time together. He doesn't talk to me about anything. He's not mean, but he is distant and cold. He is very indifferent toward our son and barely looks at him. He doesn't kiss me or comfort me unless he wants to have sex. Is this normal? I let him even when I don't feel like it because I savor what closeness I can get from him. It sounds so pathetic, but I almost cry of happiness and I wish it would last forever. When he's finished, he's back to disregarding me. He buys me gifts which tells me he is thinking of me, and I do appreciate them. But if I hug him he just puts a stiff arm around me or gives me a quick peck on the cheek. I've wanted to tell him how I feel for a while, but I couldn't find the right words and time. I didn't want him to think I didn't love him. He was playing a game last night. I brought him a drink he didn't ask for as an excuse to see him. He said that I looked sad and asked what was wrong. It felt good that he noticed for once, so my feelings slipped out. He said, "I'm focusing right now, I'll talk to you later." I rolled my eyes and muttered, "Sure you will." He put his controller down, came over to me and hit me with the back of his hand. It was so forceful I stumbled and he steadied me. He said, "There's your attention, don't interrupt me again." This morning he told me that he shouldn't have hit me so hard. Before he left he told me, "I'll take you somewhere nice soon, I want to see you smile." He said he loves me. He usually doesn't say more than, "I'll see you later." I feel surreal. My face still aches. I had to get this bruise for him to show me the little softness I want so badly.